Would you like to make your Football Manager 23 game more realistic and also challenging? If so, stick with me in this video and I'll show you how to do exactly that. Hello everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT. Today I'll be showing you how to make FM23 more realistic, but before we do all that, I just need to give you all a quick announcement. If you didn't watch yesterday's video or you haven't seen the video on my channel, which you can find linked in the description, at the time of recording, the FMSCOUT channel does not exist. YouTube removed it from the site due to reasons out of our control. Basically, our account got hacked a few weeks ago, and within the 15 minutes that it was hacked before we managed to recover it, a live stream went out. YouTube's bots then picked that up a week or so later and basically deleted our account off of YouTube. So we're doing all we can to get it back. If this videos came out, then that means we're all good. At the time of recording, it's a nightmare right now. It's been about a week and still YouTube have done absolutely nothing. So fingers crossed you'll eventually get to see this. Now we don't know how it's going to affect the channel, so if you can smash the like button for us, drop a comment about either this or just anything in the comments down below just to get us off to the best start possible. I'd massively appreciate it. But with that being said, I'll be showing you how to make your game more realistic. So in this video, we'll be covering some ways where you can make the game more challenging, new leagues to play, and also a bunch of slight tweaks to your game that will make everything work in a more realistic manner in theory, right? FM already does a very good job with it, but there's still some key things missing. Now, everything that you see today, you're going to be able to find in the description down below, or the links and whatever you will need. But the first thing we've got a whole page here on FMSCOUT with a bunch of different things you can add to your game to make it more realistic. We've got some slight graphical changes where you can add all the trophies to make them look real in your game. You've got realistic competition colours. You can enhance your actual in-game matches with better turfs, better grass basically, realistic weather patterns, and I don't need to go through every single one of these, but there's so many cool things and things that will just add that extra level of detail. You've got the real name fix, abbreviations, whatever you want. You can see there's a bunch of stuff on here. We're going to dive into a few of the key ones, but I'll just quickly show you some of those graphical changes. You can see here at the bottom of my screen, I've got the realistic trophies installed so you can actually see the real image of what these would look like. If you don't have this, it's going to be some kind of generic trophy template, but you've got everything from the Bundesliga to the DFB Pokal. I'm sure if we go, I don't know, to the championship, let's say, we will have a championship one. There you go, I've just clicked on a team in the championship, Sunderland, who have won it a few times before, and you can see all the realistic trophies are there, and it just looks a lot better than the generic templates. Just so you know, the Schalke save is going to be used for a one-off rebuild video that's coming on my channel. If you want to check that out, you can find it linked in the description down below. Any support over there will be greatly appreciated, and it's a lot of fun trying to rebuild this team that's in a horrible financial situation. We've made a whole video on the real name fix before, but to be able to actually go into your game and see all of the clubs that you'd expect be written in the way that you'd want them to. For example, the Brazilian clubs have all got their real names here and not the abbreviated 3-letter versions that you'll get without the name fix. Everything's all very easy to install, and each download should have a description of what to do with them. If you have any questions about it, let us know in the comments. There's also a whole video on how to put this real name fix in, but now let's get on to the next set of things I want to look at, which are things that make the game more challenging, and then after that, we've got a super cool downloadable that you can get for your game that will take it to another level. But first, let's look at the things that can add an extra challenge to your game. But on the same page that we were just looking at, you'll see that we have some skins here. Now you might think, how is a skin going to make my game any harder? Well, one of the things that makes Football Manager a lot easier than being a manager in real life, amongst many other things of course, is the fact that we can see an exact rating out of 20 for every single player of how good they are at a certain attribute, whether that's strength, pace, acceleration, even free kick accuracy, whatever it might be. We can see an exact number between 1 and 20. Obviously it works in the sense that it's a game and we need that kind of attribute to base our decisions off, but you can, if you want to, completely hide these attributes and make your game harder. Now before in the past, I've done a whole video about the star attribute skin, but to cover it pretty simply without downloading it and everything, basically it will cover up any of these numbers that you can see here with a star, whether that's a green star, a yellow star, or a silver star. So you'll still know if someone's quick that they're quick, but you won't know exactly how quick, and the same with their passing. And this is more realistic to how it would be in real life. Credit to anyone who's made any of these downloads that we're covering today, by the way, but we have the Musterman skin here, which is a similar thing. Instead of star ratings, it has its own little graphics to represent whether a player is good, bad or okay at something. But if you don't like any of them skins and you want to keep your current skin but still play without attributes, also on that same page there's a link to exactly how to do that. Supposedly you need no knowledge of how to change skins and whatnot. It's all very simple, and if you follow this tutorial you can hide attributes in your game. But the two downloads I really want to show off today, two of my favourites, are the Around the Globe Mega Pack by Dave the Editor and also the Dave Insid Realism Mega Pack that you can get for your game. Both of these can work hand in hand as mentioned on the Leagues Mega Pack page down here. Here you go, as seen here, both of these downloads can be used together, and I'll show you exactly what they do now, but we'll start off with the Leagues Mega Pack, which is one of my favourite things that you can add to the game. Now this will basically make every nation pretty much playable in FM23. Now you might think that's already possible, but if you're eagle-eyed you'll notice that when you start a save there's loads of leagues missing that you can't play as, loads of nations that you can't manage in. Dave the Editor has made the effort to go through and set up all of these leagues to let you play in them, but also added realistic rules and whatnot to make it, you know, a real experience of managing in those countries. Currently version 1 is out, and that includes everyone within the Europe football associations and also the South American football associations basically. And in version 2, as you can see, we're getting Africa and Asia, and then eventually in version 3 we'll get Oceania, as well as North America, Central America and the Caribbean. So what this will mean is when you start up a new save, you'll be able to tick whichever countries you want to load in and manage there. So let's have a go, shall we? So I've installed everything. Once you get the download, you just put it into your editor data folder. You'll get these .fmf files. Basically put them in the editor data folder in Football Manager and it will work. Just thought I'd show it in case anyone doesn't know, but basically if you work your way to your FM23 folder, you'll see the editor data folder in there. Literally just paste it in there, and then when you go into FM23 you'll be presented with this before setting up your save, as you always are. Instead, before we click on Advanced Setup or Quick Start, whichever one, we want to tick this up here, which will show you which editor data files you want to load in. So far, by the looks of it, there's 25 different files. I also have an England level 10 one from before, but if you ignore that, all the ones that say underscore by Dave are from this pack that we've downloaded. So let's tick, let's say, Andorra. Now, when we go ahead and we do Advanced Setup, if we're choosing a nation that we now want to play in, Andorra is an option. We can click on Andorra. You see we've got both divisions here, and I can now go ahead if I want to and start a game in the Andorran divisions, which is awesome. Now the reason this is so good is because you can play in nations that otherwise you might not have been able to. Not only can that make things harder because you can choose some really obscure nations, but it's also more realistic. If you're doing a journeyman save as a manager, let's say, you're now not only confined to the leagues that are within the game, but you've also opened up all of these different routes. Maybe one of the first clubs that pick you up will be an Andorran second division team or something like that, and that can just add so much fun to the game. I'm just choosing one team to manage here. Let's just go through. Who am I managing? I didn't even check. They're called Santa Coloma. Now if we do go into the league itself, so let's just check it out, and then we go into the rules section, you can see all the rules have been added in. Everything has been done the way that it is in real life, and it's just fantastic to see it in the game like this. And I only showed one nation here in Andorra, but you could see the amount of different nations, 25 extra ones for you to be able to play in, and there's more to come. Now I mentioned another download pack that works hand in hand with this one, and it is the Dave Insid Realism Mega Pack. Apologies if I'm pronouncing him wrong. I'm just seeing one word in blue and one word in red, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Dave Insid. His pack is fantastic, really easy to download, and it includes so many useful things within it. For example, to pick out a few, you've got alternate youth ratings, which will adjust the youth ratings of nations within the game, which therefore will mean there's going to be different levels of youngsters being produced around the world. Currently the youth ratings in FM are sometimes a little bit off. They favour some countries more than they should, and also don't favour some countries the way that they should do. With this, you'll get a better balance of Wonderkids being produced around the world. You've got youth and training facility improvements. That will make youth and training facilities more accurate to those clubs around the world. There's another part here which will adjust the average salaries in some nations and teams to make them more accurate to what they would be in real life. I mean, you can read exactly here. A player from Cameroon will no longer earn 500,000 euros, let's say, but instead 30,000 euros per year. World-class players, on the other hand, will now earn more money than they normally do in game. You've also got this part, which I love. Sponsor values have been adjusted worldwide to better balance the finances. This is to improve realism, especially in smaller nations where they will grow together with the nation if you get good success, and it's highly recommended for a build a nation save. So many great things within this mega pack. Like I say, I'm not going to go through every single one, but if you add all of these, it's going to make things so much better for you in your game, more realistic. Not everything is going to be a jump out in your face change, but they're just little adjustments behind the scenes that will just make the whole world of FM feel more realistic, more lived in, and just make more sense and be more fun to play in. I won't spoil absolutely everything that's in this data update. You can see it's all here. If you want to check this out, again, there's going to be a link in the description. I recommend both of these. If you want to make your game harder, use one of the attribute masking skins. Basically, follow all 3 links in the description and they'll take you to different pages where you can just add loads of downloads to your FM game to make it harder and also more realistic. If you have enjoyed this video or at least found it useful, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you smash the like button for us and subscribe for more as we try and push the channel out as far as possible after the downtime of the channel. If you want to check my channel out in the description, you can do that also, but most of all, have a great day everybody and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.